I'm turning you back on for a second. This is a real sticky dough, okay? Sticky means that it has a large amount of the sugars as opposed to the proteins, like in high gluten or bread flour. Pastry flour has less of these proteins that create the gluten. Sorry about my. I can type it, but you know. Anyway, so there's these two proteins that make up gluten. All right. Now, so in pastry flour, there's much less of it because there's much less proteins, and in other flours, bulgur flour, rye flour, you're gonna find less of these proteins. So what you find is a higher hydroscopicity because there's less protein that's absorbing the water, which makes it a sticky dough. So when you have a sticky dough, it's wonderful to have a mixing machine because I have to watch really careful. I want to keep it almost wet. See how it's like almost wet there? But I don't want it sticking to my hands, and I want to knead it, right? So I have to keep putting flour on it, but at the same time, I don't want to over flour it because then I start getting rolls inside of it. See that? See that? If I over flour that, I have to push that through. And then at some point, I want to try to pick up all this flour that I put down. Hey, I made it. I was falling at it. Well, anyways, you missed it. I threw something and it landed right in the garbage. I told you about the Superman on the bus the other day. Not the Superman where I would like busted my ribs. That was a super oops with my I had brand new shoes on and it was raining. And you know how brand new shoes are real slippery. And I was up on this top step. And just as I was moving from place to place, because I like to get up and start moving on the bus before I stop. That way I can walk well and get off the bus well. And he hit the brakes and I went flying. But this other time, I was up in the front. And I was there. And I was up in the front area in the EMX. And there's this big wide area, right? And it's supposed to be for the handicap. Really supposed to be for me. But I sit in the back in a certain area where I can lock my foot under something and hold the bar in case I have a seizure, and I can dangle one of my foot. It's really, I mean, really, yeah, 4 bruised ribs. Yeah, everywhere I go, I got it. Oh, not that. It's not that either. I guess that must be the